So, we've got some perspective, good news. Perspective. I ended up calling the gym that I applied to. I applied to a couple gyms, not a lot of gyms, because I wanted to wait until after I finished my certification before I like really tried to pursue something. But I happened upon on Indeed this position for like front desk, or they were hiring front desk and they were hiring for management. So I filled out both of them just to try and get my foot in the door. And they sent me a questionnaire, and I filled it out for one position, but then for the other position, I was in the hospital when I got the email. And so like you have a limited amount of time before they can actually receive it. Like if you don't do it within a certain amount of time, then you just don't get considered. So I missed the window because I was breaking the fast and everything. So I called them today. Well, I sent the confirmation email being like, okay, I'm clear to start this other job, the retail merchandising. And then when I was like looking for the email for that, that's when I saw like that I missed the deadline. So I gave him a call and I was like, hey, I was in the hospital. Like, are you guys still looking for any positions? And I guess he liked that I took the initiative to call and follow up. So I've got an interview tomorrow evening for a gym position. Just working, I don't know if they're looking for management still or if it's just front desk, but honestly, I would be just as enthusiastic either way, because getting my foot in the door in a gym is what I'm trying to do. I can start learning the world while I'm studying, while leveraging my current skill set. So, cross your fingers for me. I know that I'm qualified. I know that they initially, I think because my name is legally the Dragonfly Catalyst, they thought that it was like a business or like a spam or something. And I think that's why it got declined. Because one of them got declined without the questionnaire, and then one of them got declined with the questionnaire. I think. I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna ask him about that probably. But I know for at least one of the positions, he said that he thought that it was a business or like a spam thing, and that's why I got declined. And then the other one, I think I missed the window. But after talking to me, he was like, all right, we'll set up an interview. So, fingers fucking crossed. Magician energy here, guys. It's kind of a mile marker that we got through the fast, we got through the refeed, we got through this emotional death and rebirth, Two of Cups, that came along with this surge of energy. And like physically, I'm still recouping a little bit, but the energy is amplifying. Does that make sense? That the energy, I think it does, that the energy is amplifying and magnifying, and your body is struggling to keep up. It's like, I need to rest, but like, it's go time. And you're kind of in both places at the same time, straddling that kind of hard work. Or maybe this is about job, career, that kind of energy. This dude's hammering away, mastering his craft. And I'm just so grateful that I got to spend this time with my family, that I got to really marinate in what this next job was going to be. Because I knew retail merchandising is something well within my skill set, and I would be, if Spirit wants me to go that way, I'll be grateful to do it. But this is reminding me of the energy of like when I was too scared to drive with other people, and I had no choice but to accept a ride from someone other than my sister. I had to be willing to say, okay, I'll do it. You know, I had to be willing to say that I would step outside of my comfort zone and I would try. And then suddenly everything just lined up and I didn't have to anymore. And before I knew it, I had my license. And that's the energy this is giving. That, like, you had to be willing to do this thing that didn't necessarily feel like it was the right thing, or didn't necessarily feel like it was something that would further your long-term goals. It just wasn't the perfect fit. And then suddenly, as soon as we're like, okay, I'll do it, then suddenly the perfect thing just like flies into your field of vision. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, that's okay. If I go to this interview and I give it my all and they decide that that's not enough, I'll keep trying. But this could be such a good step. This could be such a good thing. Hard work. You know, my diligence, my attention to detail, my customer service skills, my ability to manage a facility and juggle all of the different tasks that are going on all at once is valuable. Anybody would be lucky to have me, just for that alone. That's not even including my creative energy. It's not even including the ideas I bring to the table. I know my value and I know my worth. And I know my purpose and I know my mission and I know the staircase that I'm building. Justice, crest of light. I don't know if you can actually see it with this filter on. It's right above her head there. And I love myself for what I can do, for what I bring to the table, for how I do things, for who I am. And one of the things that we're being guided to remember here is not to picture anything a particular way. Things don't have to happen exactly the way that you think they will. And you could get excited for an opportunity like this and you can be like, okay, this is perfect. And you can want it so much. But you have to remain detached to a degree. Because there's lessons tucked into all of these experiences. Sometimes you go places just to show other people something. Sometimes you go to keep somebody out of judgment. Sometimes you go to a situation to prove to someone that you are capable of so much more than they originally thought that you were. People like us have a tendency to be underestimated or to have snap judgments made about them. It's part of what we are as catalysts. But every one of those situations where somebody doesn't choose you or doesn't see you really, it's a growth opportunity, not just for you, but for them too. Wish fulfillment. And making the right decision on you, making the right decision about you, leads them closer to their wish fulfillment. That gets them maybe that last cup that they're missing. Two of Cups, Ace of Cups. Sometimes the puzzle piece that's missing in your life doesn't necessarily look like it would fit. Queen of Swords. Emperor. One of my favorite lines from OA is that a family, I may not say it exactly right, but the best families are built from strange pieces that may not look like they fit, but they just do. They work. And that's what we're being guided to remember here. That when you find that place that's meant for you, even if things don't necessarily look like they're going to line up at first, the perfect thing will come. And when it does, you have to accept it and you have to try. You have to embrace that. Chariot and strength. And hope that it works out. And that it's a celebration. And that it's the perfect thing. But if it's not, you have to keep the faith that you will find what is meant for you. You can't miss it. What's meant for you